What's up, y'all? Let me make sure my audio's sounding okay. Um, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good there. Let me do that. Refresh some of this shit. Pardon me, I'm just kind of getting things set up real quick. All right, we good. We good. We good. Let me go ahead and tweet this out. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, Anime Doll Fan. All right, cool. Cool. All right. I don't think we've started yet. Yep, Tampa is actually on the clock. Cool. We do have a fourth round pick, which is nice. Then after that, we're gonna be waiting a while because we ain't got nothing until the 7th. We got 2 in the 7th. So that's gonna be a thing. I guess I can talk about the Bucks a little bit. Let me go ahead and pull up their depth chart. Yeah, so they had Logan Hall, Luka Kadiki. I forget. I always forget how to pronounce his last name, but he's the other tight end turned offensive lineman. And then they got Rashad White as well. Luke is being listed there as a tackle, but he's probably going to be playing guard. So they do have that need taken care of. They could probably... They could actually use some edge rusher help, actually. Shaq Barrett is cool. Well, he's actually great, but I think they could... Well, no, actually, they got Joe Tryon. They're actually fine. They could maybe get a little bit of depth. I'm not sure what Cameron Brate's contract is looking like, but they could probably use a tight end as well. There's still plenty of them available. Pull up the Texans in the meantime, too. Texans still doing Texans things. I guess I can get into some of the available players too. I'll go by position. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks first. Still got Sam Howell, Carson Strong. Those are probably the best two. Still got Jack Cohen, who can be a decent backup, I guess. Not really a big fan of Bailey. Skylar Thompson, not really. Yeah, quarterback is kind of running low. I think Sam Howell can be still a pretty decent starter for you. I think Carson Strong is actually decent if you want to go that route. Running back, there's still plenty of them. Isaiah Spiller, Damian Pierce, Zamir White, Jerome Ford, Pierre Strong, like Ty Chandler. There's a lot of really good running backs. Kyron Williams, Abram Smith, Tyler Beatty. There's still a lot of running backs. Receivers, still plenty of them. Calvin Austin, Khalil Shakir, Bo Melton, Justin Ross, Kevin Austin, if you like him in that way, Braylon Sanders, Kai Polk, Charleston Rambo, Jalen Naylor, Trey Turner. There's a lot of guys. Reggie Robinson. Yeah, there's plenty of receivers available. Tight end. Still got Daniel Bellinger, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Collar, Cade Otton. You got Chig, Jake Ferguson, James. Yeah, there's still plenty of them. Jalen, I guess, if you feel good about him. I'm not really a big fan. Got Connor Hayward. I know, some people are really high on him. Daniel Falile is still there at left tackle, as well as Max Mitchell. Rasheed Walker, I guess. Kellen Dyche, I guess. Braxton Jones. Honestly, Falile, Max Mitchell, those are really the last tackles that I really have any faith in. You got Darren Kennard, who I see as more of a guard. Salyer, actually both Georgia guards are still there. Still got Chris Paul, the Tulsa guy. Cade Mays. So there's still a couple guards. Center, you got Donovan West and I guess Alec Lindstrom, but I'm not really a big fan of him. Doug Kramer, I guess. Donovan West is the last one that's like worth a damn, and I'm not really a big fan of him. Okay, so Tampa is officially on the clock. That's good. Let's take a look at defensive end. Still got Kingsley, Tyree Johnson, I guess. Let me take a look at. Yeah, we got Amari Barno. Yeah, edge rushers really running out fast too. We still got Perry and Winfrey at defensive tackle, who's a really good 3-tech. For nose, we still got Neil Farrell and John Ridgway. Matthew Butler's still there. Yeah, there's still a couple guys there. What about linebacker? Yeah, we still got Brandon Smith and Darian Beavers. They're both still pretty solid. Damone Clark can play a little bit. So yeah, there's still some linebackers. Corner, you still got Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant, who I think is a pretty good zone coverage corner. He's probably my favorite corner still on the board. Of course, it definitely depends on the scheme you run. He's not very good in man. Not really a fan of any of the safeties still left, and obviously there's still the special teams players. So that is what that is. All right, pick is in for the Buccaneers. Let's see what we got. But before we got into day 3, I just wanted to kind of go over some of the players that are still available. Yeah, they did get Rashad White, so they actually did go get a running back. I think tight end would make a lot of sense. Someone maybe like an Isaiah Likely would be good for Tampa. They could use some edge rusher depth though, and those are definitely running low. So I wouldn't hate that idea. They, like I said, they do have Joe Tryon and Shaq Barrett. So they got starters, but I think they could use some depth. Anthony Nelson and Cam Gill, Elijah Ponder. That's not fantastic for edge. So all right. Come on, let's announce the pick. Let's get this shit started, man. It's gonna be a long night. Yeah, it's going till fucking 7 p.m. It's probably going to run later than that too. Okay. Okay, so they did go get a tight end. Cade's pretty damn good. Um, let me get my notes on him. He was my number 4 tight end. Um, he was 6'5", 250 pounds. Does have some injury concerns, but really good hands. His route running is not that great, but I'm not really looking for that in most tight ends. It's just a bonus if they do have it. Really solid blocking. Very good in scramble drill. He's very good at coming back to the quarterback when they're in trouble. He uses power to get yards after catch. He's not super fast or agile. Doesn't really create a whole lot of space, but I think he's a decent blocking tight end. It gives you great value as a contested catch guy. And I actually did have him as probably like an early 4th round pick. So this is about where he should go. Good pick. And pairing him with Cameron Brate, I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, good start for Tampa Bay. And let's talk about the Texans a little bit. So let me take a look at they've had a pretty decent draft actually. Damn. Yeah. So they've gotten Derek Stingley, Kenyon Green, Jalen Petrie, John Mechie, and Christian Harris. That's pretty decent haul. They got a guard. I still think that they could use some tackle, and there are still some pretty decent guys available. I think they could probably use an edge rusher as well. Daniel Falile is still there at tackle if they want to go that route. And there's still a couple edge rushers who are okay. So we'll see. So I don't really know what's going on with Nakobe Dean. So I'll go in the order of how you kind of how you posted it. So Quay Walker, I think all 3 of them are fantastic. Quay Walker, Channing Dindal, and Nakobe Dean. I think they're all very, very well coached. They have very good mental processing and stuff like that. Channing Tindall, hasn't had a whole lot of playing time, so his is still kind of developing, but it does show flashes. I honestly think that Nakobe Dean was like a top 10 talented player, to be honest. So I'm not really sure why he fell. I guess people are concerned because, he is like 5'11". And also he had the pec injury, but I don't really know why he fell. I just think that Channing Tindall is basically just a step down with everything for Nakobe Dean. He's very athletic, pretty solid mental processing. He just needs more playing time. Good pick by the Texans, by the way, and Damian Pierce. They did need a running back. Very good receiving back that plays with some aggression as well. So very good pick for the Texans there. But I also think that with Channing, I think a lot of it too is people are kind of concerned that Georgia's defense was so good because it was so many all-star players, and without people like Jordan Davis and stuff like that, I think some people are just a little bit concerned. But I think we have a pretty good defensive line, so I'm not really too concerned. What position am I looking at here at 125? So there's still plenty of running backs available, so that could be something that we could take a look at. There's still a couple of guards if we want to go that route. Those are kind of the positions I'm looking at. There's plenty of receivers, but we really don't need them. Probably running back, just because that's what's available, and I still think we could probably upgrade that position. like on more of a long-term level. Let's take a look at Cleveland. They've had an okay-ish draft. They had 3 picks in the 3rd round yesterday. Let me hear this first. Oh, Perry on Winfrey. That just made their draft much better. That's a fantastic pick. He should have been long gone. I'll talk about Falile in a minute. Let me just kind of cover the Browns pick real quick. So he's 6'4" and 292 pounds. Very, very strong. Has some athleticism to him. I liked him really at the Senior Bowl. I think he needs to use his hands a little bit more, and he has a tendency to work himself out of the play and rushes without a plan. But he's got a good cloth pull. And sometimes Oklahoma put him at nose when they shouldn't. He doesn't really control people and struggles with disengaging, so I'm not a massive. I wasn't like a big fan of him, because some people were talking about him as like a 1st or 2nd round pick, and I think that was crazy. But I think the value here is crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, Daniel Falile, it's kind of tough because he's big as hell, but he doesn't play big as hell. Like, he doesn't have the anger that I would really like. And I don't know if he really fits us because he's just not that athletic, obviously, with his size. He moves well for being 400 pounds, but that's not really saying a lot. Darian Kennard is still there, who can play guard and tackle. I'd see him more as a guard. I think that could be definitely something we could take a look at. Because I think that either Connor Williams or Robert Hunt could also get pushed out to right tackle if need be. Connor Williams was a tackle in college, and I think he'd probably be better at tackle. So maybe we go and get like Darian Kennard or even Salyer from Georgia. That could be something that we can consider. But I do definitely think that Falile is pretty raw. He kind of has a tendency to miss with his hands and plays very high. So I don't know. But there's still like all the damn running backs. Like you still got Isaiah Spiller, Jerome Ford, Pierre Strong, Zamir White. Like there's pretty much all the running backs. Abram Smith, Tyler Beatty. So if we want to go that route, there's still plenty of them. I'm not that big a fan of Zach Tom, to be honest. I think the centers are kind of washed, to be honest. Donovan West, to me, is the last center who's worth a damn, and I don't even really want him. Top 3 running backs. Got my position rankings right here, actually. So Isaiah Spiller, Jerome Ford, and CJ Verdell are all still on the board. Kyron Williams would also be very good. So yeah, I would say those. Isaiah Spiller or Jerome Ford, I'd be ecstatic to get. And the pick is in for Seattle. Seattle still needs quite a bit. They've gotten Trey McBride. Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't refresh yet. They got Charles Cross, Boye Mafe, Ken Walker, and Abraham Lucas. I'm not really too worried about Kyron Williams' athletic testing. Because he works out on film, and that takes priority for me. But I think either Spiller or Jerome Ford would be my pick. I'd be happy with either of them. I do have like a personal love for Jerome Ford. I don't know why. He's just a running back I kind of latched onto. Isaiah Spiller is probably the better of the two. And yeah, Isaiah Spiller is probably the better blocker of the two. He has had some fumbling issues in the past, but he's more or less fixed that. And to be fair, Jonathan Taylor had fumble issues in college too and was able to patch that up. Kobe Bryant, cornerback. I actually like that pick for Seattle. They definitely needed help at corner, and that is such a Seahawks corner for you. Definitely a zone coverage guy. He definitely needed to get in the right fit. He's 6'1", 193 pounds, ran at 4'5", 440. Good football IQ. From everything I've heard, he's a pretty good leader. Solid ball skills. But he does lack that elite speed you're looking for, so he's going to need elite. He's going to need safety help over the top. I don't really love him in man coverage just because of his lack of athleticism. He's much better in zone where he can use that good football IQ. And I think he's actually a pretty good tackler as well. And Seattle likes to do a lot of zone. So I think that would be a pretty good I think it'd be pretty good here. So let me make this clear. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Matt. I think he's a great talent. And if he's still there with one of our 7th round picks, I would love to take him. But taking him right here when we have as many needs as we do would be insane. He's a very talented player, but there's still a lot of guys at more important positions that are still here. That's my thing with Matt. And also another thing with him is as far as like even comparing him to the other punters in the class, I still think he is the best. And he has one of the most powerful legs I've ever seen. But a lot of times when he's like past the 50, he's just going for touchbacks. He's not always as accurate with it as I would like him to be. Sometimes he's trying to show off that big leg more than he is trying to actually pin them down deep. So that's kind of another thing that kind of concerns me with him. Yeah, that is a thing too. Same thing with Jordan Stout because he is also a kicker, so he hasn't had that much experience as a holder. But to be clear, if it's not Matt, I'm not drafting any punter at all, even in the 7th. I'll pick one up as a free agent. All right, let's see what the Ravens do. I think the Ravens are by far the best drafting team in the league. I don't even think it's close. The Jets have had a good draft this year, though. Daniel Falile, that very well does fit for the Ravens, though. They're more of a power run team, so shout out to him. He's not going to have to be as fast. And with this value, I think that's a very, very good pick for the Ravens. Let me take a look at their class, man. It feels like the Ravens have just been insane, but they always are. They got Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, David Ajabo, Travis Jones, and Daniel Falile. That's fucking crazy. It is kind of weird having Tyler Linderbaum and Daniel Falile because they are very opposite sides of the spectrum as far as offensive line that you're looking for. But the Jets didn't waste any time. They sprinted to the podium. Jets have had a pretty good draft too. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, Jeremy Rucker. That's a damn good class. Holy shit. They do only have 2 more picks, though. After the 4th round, they don't have any. They could still use a linebacker and probably a tackle. Not really very many tackles left. I actually think that Max Mitchell can be a pretty decent tackle, too. Maybe even Braxton Jones a little bit. Let me take a look at linebacker for them. Yeah, they're still linebackers. They got Brandon Smith, Darian Beavers, Damone Clark. Yeah, there's still a couple linebackers that can play. Oh, Nick Mangold. Yeah, there's Max Mitchell. Yeah, Jets are drafting well. He was my last tackle that I actually felt decent about. So he's 6'6" and 297 pounds. He gets the second level very well, climbs efficiently, solid feet and knee bend. He definitely needs to get a little bit bigger and stronger for sure, but good length. Hands get a little bit high just because of his height. Inconsistent at recognizing gap exchanges, though. I seen him as like an early day 3 developmental tackle, so that's probably what they're getting with him. But he was the last tackle that I felt decent about. Braxton Jones is, I guess, there, but at this point, I'd be looking at a guard. Giants. Giants are kind of weird with their drafting. They're very inconsistent. They got Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Wandale Robinson, and some bullshit. Okay. They got almost back-to-back picks here. All right. These picks are going fast. I appreciate it. No. Daniel Bellinger. I actually think we have a bigger need at center than right tackle, to be quite honest with you. I'll explain that in a moment. So I think that there are a lot of guys we can pump out to right tackle, like currently on the roster. Like I said, I think we can move someone like Robert Hunt played right tackle for us in his rookie year and was okay there. I do prefer him at guard. And I also, like I said, I think Connor Williams can play tackle as well. That's what he did in college. So I think we could slide one of them out and then play somebody at guard. So I would say that center is the bigger need because I'm not a fan of Michael Dieter at all. And I don't even think we have another center on the roster besides Michael Dieter, even like just as a backup. But I just don't like any of the centers available at this point. So, because the Patriots fucked around and took Cole Strange in the first round because they're stupid. So, but anyway, Daniel Bellinger, 6'4", 252 pounds, pretty damn good pick for the Giants. I liked him at the Senior Bowl. Not super athletic and can be a little bit stiff, but he's a good blocker. Some pretty good hands to him, though. But I see him mostly as just a blocking tight end with the hands to be a solid receiving threat, too. Pretty good pick for them. Let's take a look at Washington. Is he really? Yeah, I would definitely be interested in J.C. Treader. Yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck drafting. If it was me, I would just go ahead and pick him up, even just on like a 1 or 2 year deal. Because I think he's day one better than Michael Dieter. So Washington's draft is Jahan Dotson, Fedarian Mathis, and Brian Robinson. That's respectable. They could still use a linebacker though, and I mentioned that there are some guys available. Yeah, we do have plenty of cap space still. They could use a guard probably. And DBs, really. So yeah, I would just do that. But I've been trying to get J.C. Treader on the roster for a while. Pretty much the second we got Armstead and Tyreek Hill, I was wanting J.C. Treader because I had a feeling we weren't going to get a decent center because there wasn't many of them. I'm not really sure what Well, we still got a little while too. There's still a lot of teams that need O-line. Um, Still plenty of damn receivers available. Not that we need them, but there's just a lot of guys that can still play. Honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea of actually trading back a little bit and getting a couple more picks, depending on what's available when we get there. Right now it's Washington at 113. They're taking forever. Their pick has been in for a while. I'm just waiting for them to announce it. Kind of already talked about my thoughts on them. Like I said, I think linebacker probably makes some sense for them. Guard as well. I don't know. They could probably go receiver again as well. Here we go. Then we got the Giants again. Percy Butler. I didn't watch Percy Butler. I don't know. He's a safety from Louisiana. I didn't watch him. I hate watching safeties. And we have two good ones, so I didn't go super deep in the safety class. The second I started watching someone who wasn't better than Braxton Jones or Javon Holland, I kind of wasn't interested. Yeah, I don't really have too many thoughts on him. So I guess I can talk about the Giants again. They could still use a safety, but there really ain't any I like that are still available. I don't know, man. The Patriots do suck on paper, but Bill Belichick is gonna make them better than they are because they draft bad every year. And I don't know. I think the AFC East is going to be competitive as hell. Dane Belton, didn't watch him either out of Iowa. He just went to the Giants. So I don't have any input there. How did Denver get back-to-back picks here? Interesting. The Jets are still very young, though. That's the thing. I think they're going to be really good probably next year once they can, get things going. I think they are going to be much improved because their draft has been crazy. And Buffalo's draft. Let me take a look at Buffalo's draft. Kyer Elam in the first is a little early. James Cook, Terrell Bernard. I got to watch Terrell. I watched a little bit of him, but I didn't finish his film. Yeah. Their draft is okay. It's like a C. James Cook is a good pick. Damari Mathis, don't know him either. I pretty much got bled out of DBs. Is there any? I know there's no safeties I still like. Let me see if there's any corners. I don't know. I don't know if because he was from Georgia, he thought that he was going to go earlier than he did. I don't know. Yeah, I like Tariq Woolen as like a developmental guy. That's about it for DB. It's the last DB I'm at all, and I'm not interested in him for the Dolphins, just because we're kind of seeing a run on defensive backs right now. Let me take a look at Denver. But yeah, I'm not sure. I also don't know how much playtime he's going to get with the Bills right now. Let me take a look at their running back room because it's kind of substantial. Like they got Devin Singletary, James Cook, Zach Moss, and Duke Johnson now. Like that's a lot of mouths to feed. I still think Denver could use receiver help. Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton is fine, but I think they could probably do better than Tim Patrick. And there is plenty of receivers available. That's probably the deepest position in this draft was receiver. I know a lot of people said O-line, but I think it's receiver for sure. Denver's taken a while. They must be looking to trade it, which is weird because they traded up to get to this pick. Receivers. Bo Melton's still there. Khalil Shakir's still there. Jaquan Thornton, Romeo Dobbs, Calvin Austin, Mike Harley, Reggie Robinson, Braylon Sanders. There's a lot. Justin Ross, Charleston Rambo, Kevin Austin. There's a lot of really solid receivers still there. Yeah, Khalil Shakir is pretty good. Mekhi Polk, if you like him. Josh Johnson from Tulsa. Ontario, yeah. New England? I could check. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Tyquan Thornton was taken. You're right. I think Denver should be going receiver here. When we got the Jets after them. Yeah, the Patriots can't draft, man. Luckily, Bill Belichick is great at developing players because they haven't been able to draft in a long time. They got Cole Strange in the first. Let me be clear, Cole Strange is a good player. I was interested in him in like the third round. But taking him in the first is crazy. Tyquan Thornton, middle of the second, is horrible. Marcus Jones in the third is horrible. Like that's horrendous. And I don't know what the hell happened with the Kobe Dean falling yesterday and day one. I don't get it. Why did this take so long? All right, let's. Who the fuck is that? Ayuma Owuzurike. No, I haven't watched him. Iowa State. Haven't watched him. Big ass dude, I guess. Says defensive end. That sounds like a 3-tech. 6'6", 316 pounds. Yeah, Eagles have been crazy, especially if you count A.J. Brown as a draft pick. And the Eagles are usually a team that can't draft. And surprisingly, Dallas has been really bad. It's like Philly and Dallas like switched draft departments. Once this whole draft is over, I can't wait to watch Vach's streams over. I'm sure he was livid. Not only does he have a shit draft, but then the Eagles get Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. I'm sure that'll be hilarious. I'm just glad that Nakobe Dean ended up in the NFC because there was a couple times I thought for sure the Patriots were going to take him and I was going to cry. Because they do need a linebacker. What are the Jets doing? Oh, yeah. Jets pick is in. Broadcast is just taking forever. Let's take a look at their draft again. They've been doing their shit. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Brees Hall, Jeremy Ruckert, Max Mitchell. That's fucking crazy. They could still use a linebacker. Let me take a look at ones that are available. They still got like Brandon Smith available, Darian Beavers, Timon Clark. They got guys. This is the last pick for the Jets, though. Jets are going to have a nice little young core guys. That's going to be interesting. They're kind of building the way that the Bills built. And I respect that a lot. The Jets are kind of building how I would probably build if I were making decisions. I definitely prefer building through the draft. Now, in the Dolphins' case, since I can't make decisions, I'm not mad at getting people like Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead because we can't draft anyway. But for me, I'd be using those picks. But that's just me. No, I think Zach Wilson's a fantastic talent. I just think that the Jets are horrible. I think Zach Wilson can be a very good quarterback. He was my number one last year. But he needs proper coaching and play calling, and he's definitely getting a lot of help now. So we'll see. I think his year 2 will probably be better. Unfortunately, him and Trevor Lawrence just ended up in horrible situations. Like, I actually think that there's a chance that the quarterbacks in this class may end up being, like, doing better than the quarterbacks last year. I think the quarterbacks last year were much better, but I think these quarterbacks are getting into much better situations. But who knows? Jets are taking forever. It's actually not the Jets. ESPN, we're just taking forever. Yeah, the Steelers taking Kenny Pickett was stupid. They had their pick of any quarterback they wanted, and Kenny Pickett was like my third quarterback. And it sounds like Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator, was really wanting a mobile quarterback, so I think Malik Willis would have been better. Michael Clemens, damn, Jets. Jets are killing this shit, man. They didn't miss this year. Let me pull that up. Yeah, he's 6'5" and like 268 pounds, and just a really, really solid power rusher. Has a little bit of technique. Is a little bit raw, but I think he's a fantastic talent. He's not super bendy, but the value that they're getting him at, please. That's insane. We are 8 picks away. Yep, all the running backs are still here. I don't see the Vikings taking one. Pick is in for the Vikings. I think the Vikings could actually use a tight end. They went with Lewis Seen, Andrew Booth, Ed Ingram. That's right. That is where he went. And Brian Asamoah. There's still some pretty solid tight ends available. Like Isaiah Likely's still there. Charlie Collar, Jake Ferguson, James Mitchell, Jalen Weidemeyer, if you like him, I guess. I'm not a big fan of him. I think Isaiah Likely is probably the best guy available. Charlie Collar is pretty good too. Let's go. I don't know who that dude is. Caleb Evans from Missouri, corner. Not familiar with him. All right. Let's look at this damn Ravens draft because that's who's up now. Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, David Ajabo, Travis Jones, and Daniel Falele. Shit. That's still crazy to me. They could still use a linebacker. So I think they got that covered. I don't know. I got to take a look at the draft as a whole to kind of get a vibe for that. It's going to be kind of hard with only 4 picks and only 2 of them that are really anything crazy. The 2 7s, it's very hard to judge. The pick last night was pretty good. He kind of fell in our lap a little bit. I think a running back here would really show some things for Mike McDaniel because definitely with Brian Flores, it seems like we did not care about running back at all. We passed up on how many solid running backs throughout Brian Flores' tenure? He just didn't seem to value that position very much, which is weird for a defensive guy. Usually defensive-minded head coaches really want to run the football a lot. Ravens depth chart. Pull that up a little bit. I still think they could use receiver help. Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, and James Prochet, Tylen Wallace, they could definitely use a receiver here. Yeah, run the ball with Flores didn't seem to matter at all. That's why we didn't really build the line. That's why we weren't really prioritizing running back. It seemed like he was mostly just interested in defense. Like, I understand defense wins championships, that whole phrase, but you got to score points at some point. I don't think you can afford to be terrible at either side. I understand wanting to specialize one over the other, but at some point, you can't be atrocious at either side. So, I don't know. I think the Ravens could go with someone like a Brandon Smith or one of these receivers I've been saying because I still think they need a receiver. Luckily, our defense is kind of already built. I like the idea of him kind of leaving it alone. And, I mean, we did go and get Channing Tindall. Like, he didn't run to go get a running back immediately last night. So I'm not really too concerned about it. And, he brought in a lot of pretty good assistant coaches. I think that Mike McDaniel so far is doing a much better job of delegating. Like, he realizes that he's not a defensive-minded coach, so he's hiring people who are. So I think that's where he's been better. I kind of think Brian Flores might end up just being someone who might be just a better coordinator. Just let him coach defense and don't make him do anything else. It's kind of like a Dick LeBeau. All right, let's go. I want to get to my pick. Come on. And to be fair, I'm kind of interested in what the Ravens do here. Jalen Amore Davis. Didn't watch him, but the Ravens took him, so I assume he's solid. I might have to watch that. If the Ravens are taking him, I kind of want to watch film on him. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel you. Because after that, we don't got any picks until the 7th, which really sucks. I'm going to probably stick around. It's going to be it's going to be rough, but it is what it is. So Carolina, let's take a look at their draft. They didn't have a whole lot of picks. They did get their quarterback. Yeah, they went and got Akeem Aquanu, then traded up yesterday to go get Matt Corral. I think they could probably. They need to just keep supporting Matt Corral. Get him some receivers. Get him a guard. I think that's what they need to do here. There's still plenty of guards available. You can go Kennard. You can go Sawyer. All the damn receivers are still available. Build around the quarterback you drafted. Akeem Aquanu, that was a fantastic pick. And you still get the best quarterback in the class, in my opinion. So far, Panthers have had a pretty damn good pick, pretty good draft so far, even though they haven't had many picks. And their pick is in. I'd love it if they would to announce it now. Raiders just traded up. They're behind New England now. I can't remember who was just there. There's been so many trades this draft. It's been strange. This is also kind of a weird draft. Who's announcing it? Oh, okay, just a couple season ticket members are going to announce it. Okay. All right, Brandon Smith. There he goes. That was my best available linebacker. He was my number 5 linebacker. He's 6'3" and 241 pounds, but I thought he looked a little bit smaller on film. Handles trash very well. Pretty good in coverage. Very strong, fast, explosive, good burst. Needs to play with a little bit more discipline, though. Has had some pretty stupid penalties. That is something that's going to hurt him. I like him kind of moving around a little bit to different positions, but I think he's going to be best as a Sam linebacker. Let him blitz with that speed. Let him disengage with people. And like I said, his mental processing is his worst part of him. So if you plug him in at Sam, that's not going to be as much of an issue. So at least until he develops those traits. All right, let's see how the Patriots fuck this up. Their pick is in. They pretty much sprinted to the podium. Okay, they're announcing it right away. Cool. Appreciate that. Jack Jones? That's a reach. Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I feel like if we go guard or running back, that'll kind of show that now. And who knows? Maybe without all the picks this year, maybe that helped them focus in. Like they could ignore the first 2 rounds, so they can just really hyper focus in the people that would be here in the middle of the draft and people who would be at the end. So maybe that helps Chris Greer. Who knows? Raiders usually do pretty funny things. What's their draft been like? I forget. Oh, they've only had 1 pick. That's right. They had Dylan Parham. So that's a thing. They definitely could still use a tackle, but there's really no tackles left. There is a couple linebackers left. So Some defensive tackles for sure. Especially if you're looking for a nose. Still got like Neil Farrell and John Ridgway. Matthew Butler. All right, we got the Raiders, Chargers, and Browns ahead of us, and then it'll be our pick. Let's go. Raiders pick is in. We're on commercial break. I do like that these teams are, just making their picks now. They're not waiting so long. That's good. Actually kind of flying through this fourth round. Are there any who has comp picks for the fourth? Just curious. The Steelers, Ravens, Packers, Ravens again, Rams, Titans. Okay. Just curious. Very curious to see what the Raiders do here. The Raiders do some goofy shit. Honestly, I don't know if people are gonna want 2 7s this year. I don't know. We might be able to get into like the 6th or something. We might be better off just kind of keeping them. I'm kind of embracing that this year's draft is going to be kind of a so-so draft for us. It just kind of is what it is. I'm going to turn this light on, though. Hang on. All right. All right. They're back. That really didn't make much of a difference, but whatever. All right, I don't care, lady, that this is your first draft. I just want you to announce this pick so I can get to my pick. Someone's getting married on stage later in this draft? What the fuck? What kind of bullshit is this? Why are we talking to an Eagles fan right now? Why are we talking to an Eagles fan? I don't give a shit. Yeah, to be fair, I guess you've earned it. You had a pretty good draft. I don't give a damn. Why wouldn't you be talking to a Raiders fan whose pick it is and you're in Vegas? NFL Network is stupid. They're stupid. When is the next Eagles pick? They don't even have one in this round. They had one earlier. No, they didn't. They traded it. No. Who made this decision? What was it? Yesterday? They had a fucking acrobat or whatever? What the fuck? Give me the damn pick. The Raiders called their pick in forever ago. Let's go. I want to get to the Chargers pick already. Announce them together. Come on, man. I kind of wish I was around for the days, really, where, they just announced the pick. They didn't have all this damn pageantry. Like, that must have been amazing. All right. Zamir White. All right, there's a running back. Not really one I was too worried about. but he's a pretty solid. He is the other Georgia running back. 5'11", 214 pounds. Pretty solid guy. Kind of weird to take him here with the other running backs available, but do your thing. Do your thing, Raiders. You guys suck at this. You know, let me talk. Let me not talk shit. Let me take a look at the Chargers roster real quick. Because we got the Chargers and Browns ahead of us now. Yeah, the Chargers could use a backup running back. They got Joshua Kelly and Larry Roundtree behind Austin Eckler. So they could probably use one. They could really use a tight end, though. Gerald Everett is fine, I guess. But they got some bullshit after that. They got Zion Johnson in the first round. What about the Browns? Yeah, they definitely don't need running back. They still got, of course, Chubb, Hunt, Ernest Johnson. Yeah, I don't think a run on running backs is happening because I definitely don't think the Browns are taking one. That is crazy though that Kansas City landed Sky Moore yesterday. Like when they took him. That's crazy that he was still there that long. Pick is in for the Chargers. Isaiah Likely would be a really good fit for the Chargers, actually. And they do need a tight end, so I think that would make sense. Let's see. They got a fourth grade teacher announcing the pick. What is going on? Damn it, Isaiah Spiller. Damn it, Chargers. See what you do, Randy? You ask for a damn run on running backs, and they take Isaiah Spiller. See what you do? But yeah, good player. 6'1", 215 pounds. Gets out of the quarterback's lap when he's blocking, which is great. Actually a pretty solid blocker. Good athleticism. Shows the ability in the receiving game, but I think he could be utilized more in that regard. Good footwork. Some wiggle to him that can make guys miss in open space. But he's a very physical runner. Good vision. Solid one cut back. He has enough speed, but it's not elite. He did have 2 fumbles versus Mississippi State. I watched that on film, so I'd like to see him kind of clean that up. But yeah, that is what that is. Luckily, I don't think the Browns are taking a running back, and there's still plenty of them. But let's take what's their drafting like? That's right. Martin Emerson, Alex Wright, David Bell, Baron Winfrey. That's fine. They could use a tight end and a center. All right, we're getting to the Browns pick right away. Katie York, a kicker for the Browns. Ugh. I hope that doesn't start a trend. You might get your wish there, Randy. All right, Dolphins are on the clock. Let's go. Running backs, we still got a lot of them. Jerome Ford is probably my number one option. Kyron Williams is still there. Abram Smith, Tyler Beatty. Those are my guys for sure. Darian Kennard is still there at guard. I'd be happy with that. Salyer, guard for Georgia. Pick is in for the Dolphins. Definitely not trading back. They did not hesitate at all. Come on. Man, shut up, Daniel Jeremiah. I don't care what you have to say about Cade York. All right. Here we go. I'm going to block my screen. Oh. Who the fuck is that? Eric Azukanama, wide receiver from Texas Tech. Who the fuck is that? I guess I got to watch film on him. But we got receivers, and if you're going to go receiver, we got like Calvin Austin, Khalil Shakir, Bo Melton. Man. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm so upset. Man. I was hoping that we had a new regime. You know what you were asking? If having a new head coach would help us draft better. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't. Okay. We still draft like the Dolphins. Okay. That's good to know. Damn it, I can't talk shit on people now. You know what? Let me wait. Let me not talk shit about this guy. I have not watched film on him. I don't even know how to pronounce that. That looks like a Harry Potter spell. It's Eric with a K. I'm going to call him Eric Akuna Matata for now. That's what I'm calling him. I don't know how to say that. What the fuck? I don't even want to do this damn stream anymore. God damn it. I don't care about what the Raiders are doing. I don't care. Shit. What the fuck? That looks like it could be a One Piece character. Like, cut out the Eric part and just his last name. Ezukanma. What the fuck? We don't even need receiver. But I was willing to take some of them just because of the value. But, man. Like, we got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Preston Williams, Lynn Bowden. Is he our, like, sixth receiver? He might be better than Trent Sherfield or Cody Core or something. God damn it. Is he big? Is he a bigger? Neil Farrell went to the Raiders. Dope nose tackle. Good job, Raiders. Is this guy at least like a big receiver? At least he would be a different type of receiver. But we got Preston Williams for that, so he's 6'2", 209 pounds. Doesn't have a 40-yard dash recorded. Boy. I'm sad. All right, let me send a couple emails, see if I can get some Texas Tech film, I guess. That was. I don't care about the Patriots pick now. I'm kind of interested. Pierre Strong. I would have rather Pierre Strong from South Dakota State. That was yeah. So Pierre Strong, 4'3", 40, 5'11", 207 pounds. Good instincts, good vision. Sometimes overthinks things. Needs to run north south instead of trying to pick up too much. Isn't great with his lateral movements. Can't catch at all. Not a very good blocker. Decent threat as a running back by committee team, just as like a burner. But that's about it from him. God damn it. Do I even care about the rest of this draft? I kind of want to shut this shit off. That killed my mood. What the fuck? I thought we were maybe going to get a decent running back, or there's a couple guards available. I would have taken Donovan West. What in the good Baltimore? Your pick is in. Thank God. Show Charlie Collar. Hey, there you go. Dope ass pick. Of course, Ravens know how to fucking draft. So Charlie was my fifth tight end. He's 6'6", 260 pounds, very strong hands. I liked him at the combine at Senior Bowl. Catches well in traffic, really solid in the red zone. Uses his size for mismatches. Willing blocker, but he's not very good at it. Mostly just a big body target and mismatch. Needs to get a little bit stronger in the run game. He's not super fast or twitchy. He doesn't really create much space. And he mostly relies on contested catches. But he does have some solid body control. That's his way of creating space. Man, I might get. Dude, the Ravens have all the fourth round picks. Ugh. I don't know if I'm gonna stream this whole thing, man. That killed my mood. I kind of want to watch film on Eric now. Uh, you know what? I think I'm gonna end this stream, man. I might go live when our picks come up in the seventh round. I might come back on. I don't know. I kind of want to get on the film and watch Eric, get an idea of who he is. I'm probably just gonna wait and watch film on whoever we draft in the 7th as well. That kind of killed my vibe. I'm not gonna hold you. So, yeah. Anyway, if you like this, I would appreciate you hitting the like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.